Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing some work for Dirt Perfect. We're actually going to take his 955, go get the bush hog and do some bush hogging. About halfway through this video, I've had my trail cam up at the timber bridge for a while. I hope to get some footage of whatever critters have been crossing the timber bridge. We're going to throw that in this video somewhere, sneak it in, and then we're headed up to our place to get our 755 and hook up our custom modified bush hog, the whoppa choppa, and do a little bit of trail maintenance and bush hogging up there as well. So we got a lot of stuff to do and it should make for a good video. And just because it's the only day I'm working for him this week, so it's the only day that something can go wrong, I brought everything with me. I brought extra fuel, I brought a jump pack, I even brought extra pins and a top link in case he didn't have them. But so far, we are off to a good start. Speaking of starts, now, where we're doing the bush hogging is not here. We actually are doing it over the hill. But all of his trucks and trailers are out hauling stuff or out on jobs this morning. And he said, Kleeman, you're gonna have to take the tractor and just drive it down the road to go get the bush hog. Are you kidding me? Driving the tractor down the county road on a nice sunny fall day on the clock? Well, why don't you twist my arm, bud? All right, let's go.
I'm sure some people will ask why Dirt Perfect doesn't have a skid steer mounted bush hog. And to be honest, my best guess would be that he just doesn't do that many bush hogging jobs. For somebody that just kind of does the one-off job like this, it really doesn't make sense to have that kind of expense. A bush hog for a skid steer is considerably more expensive than a 3-point bush hog. Not to mention a skid steer burns a lot more fuel. In this case, this is a 33 horsepower tractor, so it's about a third the horsepower what his skid steer is, and we're going to burn way less fuel and get it done in a pretty similar amount of time. We're going to pull a 5-foot bush hog, and you'll see it handles it pretty well. Could probably even put a 6-foot behind it for the light brush that we're going to get into today. Don't get me wrong, there are applications where a skid steer mounted bush hog, you need that horsepower when you're in super thick brush, and I get that. But for what he does, this just kind of seems to work perfect for him.
So we made it down to where we're bush hogging. See if I can balance on these loader arms. Oh yeah, that's skill. We made it down to where we're bush hogging. This cabin has a beautiful view of the river. You can see that. Obviously the cabin sits up higher on the hill behind me. If you remember from this video, I'll put an info card and a link in the description if you want to go back and just kind of browse through it. But I came up here with Dirt Perfect skid steer, power raked all this, seeded, strawed it with the help of Not Your Average Millennial. And this is a few months later. So we're just gonna come give it a quick bush hog, knock everything down for the fall. And that way he can maintain his view and we don't have to come through with an excavator every so many years ripping trees out. That's the plan. What a gorgeous fall day. I'm telling you, some people have the nerve to call this work. You believe that? I will say, there is a soft spot down there, and there are a few spots that are fairly steep. We're going to try to keep her on all fours today. There's some holes down here.
So we're gonna go ahead and head up to the house. We're gonna do a little trail clearing up at the house, and we're gonna head down to the timber bridge and work on some trails by the timber bridge. By the way, I did put the trail cam up on the timber bridge so we can kind of see what's been crossing it. So far, I don't have any clips of anything, but you can see it's got a pretty good angle, pretty good shot, and it should pick anything up really well. So if something crosses that, hopefully we'll get it in the next video. I'll probably try to start incorporating that. I just think it's kind of cool. See if we can go get the 755 fired up, get some work done at the house. So this is the whoppa choppa. We named it that because we had a naming contest when we built it. It's built out of some scrap steel and then an old 4-foot bush hog. You can see what I did here. I cut the backside out so the blades, where are they at? Who knows? The blade sticks out about that far at the backside, and then you have this brace here. So I can back up to kind of small saplings. It pushes the tree over a little bit, and I can take stuff out, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches like that. I could run over them forward, but I hate dragging that stuff under the tractor, and it seems like whenever you run over a tree, you're cutting a big length out of it, you know what I mean? Because it's bent down underneath, but when you do it like this, you're just cutting the actual diameter itself, and it actually does a pretty decent job. I welded this up on MIG over at Mike's. This is before I had the stick welder, but so far so good. I do really like it. You guys got some dirt on it. So obviously we are back up at the homestead. Everything went good at that 955 and getting that hill bush hogged. Turned out really nice. I kind of hope we get to do that every year because it's just a pretty view up there. And I just like sitting on the tractor listening to music and bush hogging. So you can see down through here, this is where the trail currently goes. We have about 20 acres and it all looked like that when we first got it. Just overgrown with every kind of vine that you can imagine. Just a mess. And over the years, we kind of clean it up, open it up to hardwoods and that type of thing that can grow in here better. And it looks like this, which looks a lot nicer. And then you end up with new growth trees coming up through all this mess. And over time, it'll fill in with nice hardwoods, which is the goal. As we get a section cleaned up, we just kind of take this trail and shove it back closer. Now we're pretty close to the property line on that side. And this next move will be the last move for this piece of property, which is pretty exciting. That means we're making progress. What that means is we're gonna close this section of trail and blaze a new section and cut a corner and pick up this trail somewhere on the other side.
Somebody was asking the other day why I limb up my trees, and there's lots of different reasons. There's lots of different things you can find online of why people limb up trees, but the main reason I do it, you see what that ivy mess looks like over there. You see how it looks a little bit better over here. The main reason I do it, and this is just my own personal theory, I don't know if there's any science to this or not, but if I can keep the limbs off the lower portion of the tree, see how that ivy's wrapped around that limb and climbing it? If I can keep the limbs off the lower portion of the tree, it makes it harder for the ivy to get up that tree and easier for me to keep her all cleaned out and keep that ivy from overtaking everything. That's just my personal theory, but that's probably the main reason we do it on our property. Ah, briars. And right there's the end. That's where it picks up the original trail. So we got this little island to do this winter. That'll be nice. Basically, this whole hilltop, before people started building houses up here, was one property. And it was clear cut, I don't know, we did the math one time, I think like 50 years ago, something like that. And it was never managed, so nothing can grow. I mean, nothing grows over 30 feet because it just gets overtaken with vines, choked out, dies, gets pulled down like all this stuff is. And it can't get up and out. The vines won't let it. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get it all under control so stuff can actually become nice, tall timber. We're excited. But the whoppa choppa makes it a little bit easier. It does pretty good, it really does. I'm sure I'll blow this gearbox out one day, but even a replacement gearbox for this is still cheaper than, you know, a skid steer and a mulcher. It does pretty good for a little home run unit. Run what you brung mentality. I'm pretty happy with it. I mentioned I got some more hardware for the bridge and I want to widen out the trail at the timber bridge. Let's go get that knocked out. I think I'm just gonna take the 372 down there, the chainsaw. See, we're standing on the bridge. This is the angle I need to come in with side by side to come in straight if we come around this side. And we have enough room to come this way and swing in straight. If you remember, we're gonna put posts coming out on each side of the bridge, so you have to come across this bridge at a straight approach. It's not wide enough to, you know, swing a trailer on here, coming all cattywampus that way. So we need to make sure we can get in a really good straight line coming onto the bridge, which means these two little maples are gonna go.
The camera worked great for this shot. Unfortunately, the microphone did not. But we're going to get this maple knocked down real quick. I also have the rest of the cable clamps. And although I didn't film any of it, we did get the rest of the cable clamps put on the bridge, so that is 100% done and ready to go. And you're going to see in just a second, we're going to take the Sawzall down and just trim up all the all thread and get that all polished up and cleaned up as well. And I'll talk about it a little bit later on in the video, but we have some fantastic weather coming later this week, and I'm hoping we'll have a video soon of getting this thing all stained up and ready for the winter.
So you can see now I can come straight in from that way and see this tree right here. I think we'll make the trail go up and around that, come between those two. So you got plenty of room to come straight on like that as well. Let me just show you. Should have plenty of room to come straight on here. Now I think I'm just gonna leave all these trees right there as a do not drive here kind of thing. Oh, I don't think it gets any easier than that, honestly. Just run right on across. Not too far yet though, bud. Not too far yet. Doesn't get much better than that. Let's try from the other direction. Can't see. All right, let's try from this way. So we're coming along, and then we just whip her right down here. Oh yeah. Easy, bud. Yeah. I don't think it could get any easier than that. Yeah. I'll still put some kind of marker here just to make absolutely sure you're straight as you need to be coming on there. But I love it. I love it. And the all thread is all cut off. And all the cable clamps are on now. And it's supposed to be 70 degrees on Monday and Tuesday with sunshine. Yes, that means Monday and Tuesday I'm coming down here. We're gonna finish debarking everything, get everything cleaned up as good as possible. And we're gonna get some stain on this daggone thing. And we're gonna call this part done. So I'm pretty excited. If that actually happens, you never know. This time of year, it seems like they'll say it's sunny and 70, and then, you know, out of nowhere, here comes a twister, just bridge gone. You know, it could happen. It could happen. I think there's just a couple small ones up this way. We'll take a gander. Then let me take you to the barn. I gotta show you what I've been working on. I've been doing some work and not showing you guys. I feel a little guilty about it. But I gotta show you what I've been working on. It's the next video, so I'm excited. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just in a good mood today, like a super good mood. Oh yeah, these fellers, these little guys right here. Let's get those little, them two, 1, 2, 3, probably 3 right there. You know, honestly, they're so small. Let's just do this. Timber. Really? Come on. So, I don't know how well you can see all this, but we've been milling like crazy. I don't know, the last week or so, a couple hours in the evenings, and then last Saturday and Sunday it's been a pretty good amount of milling. And I plan on doing the same thing this Saturday and Sunday. And hopefully this will be the following video. It just depends how much they get milled, but we're trying to get everything milled for the 12 by 24 chicken coop / goat barn. That was a weird way to say that, but that's what we're trying to do. A little spoiler alert for you. I just got done doing another log. I need to get the mill cleaned off and covered up. As far as today's video went, pretty good, pretty happy about it. Quick little job for Mike. You just can't beat bush hogging on a pretty fall day like this, or the other day when I was bush hogging. It was just such a nice day. You just can't beat that. It's really hard to call that work. And then we got quite a bit of work done on that trail and quite a bit of work done. I'm not 100% sure where you guys went there. I guess the battery died. I went back to the house though. Like I said, a lot of progress, a lot of little things, but kind of tidying up loose ends, and I'm pretty excited about it. This coming Monday, it is supposed to be in the 70s, so I hope to get the second coat of paint on the bell tower, which means that'll be wrapped up for the spring. I'll wait until summer. No, this is the fall. It'll be wrapped up for the fall, and then wait until summer, and then we should be able to get the stain on the timber bridge as well. So that'll be pretty much wrapped up, and we'll be able to start making trail on the other side. So we're getting close to just kind of knocking out my goals for November. I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully next time we actually have some video of something crossing the bridge. I think that'll be cool. Fun little segment we can add in there, and then we're just gonna keep on moving on, and it won't be long. We'll be down there building a 12 by 24 barn. Yeah, that's gonna look good in there. I'm getting ahead of myself again. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, that's it. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.